Good morning. I'm Eddie Wilde. I'm currently the manager of the English and Mathematics qualification team in OCR. And OCR is one of the 4 awarding bodies within England and Wales that actually offers GCSE, GCE and other qualifications. Mathematics is a significant part of those qualifications. Between the 4 awarding bodies, there are 5 different A-level mathematics qualifications, 2 of which are offered by OCR and 1 by each of the other awarding bodies. The 2 that OCR offer are different. One of them was designed by MEI, and we'll hear more about that shortly. And the other one is pretty much consistent with the A-level qualifications offered by all the other awarding bodies. You have to appreciate that the qualifications on offer presently have been available for the last 10 years. They have not been modified significantly within that time, and they were predominantly written probably around about 1999, 2000, which might seem like rather a long time ago. At the time they were produced, the assumed technology for assessment was a scientific calculator. There's nothing beyond that, and those are the qualifications that are currently in place. The reason the MEI specification is somewhat different to all the others is that it foresaw the possibility of technology being used at that time, and it introduced the option of having units that included the use of greater technology than simply a scientific calculator. So I'm going to paint a picture of what's going on within England and Wales presently. I appreciate that may not be of particular relevance to some of you, but I hope you find it useful information. First of all, in England and Wales, maths is not compulsory beyond the age of 16. And at age 16, there are something like 700,000 students in the school and college system. Beyond 16, just 85,000 study mathematics, A-level. There are other courses available, but A-level is the predominant one. Of those 85,000, only 13,000 study further maths, which is a separate A-level qualification. So a number of students who do A-level mathematics will walk away from school with 1 A-level qualification, others will do 2. As I mentioned, there are 4 awarding bodies. 4 of the 5 A-levels, as I say, scientific calculator is the only assumed technology that's available. In reality, most students use graphical calculators. They are permitted, but the questions themselves are not designed on the basis that students will have a graphical calculator available to them. OCR, as I say, have 2 A-levels. One of them was designed by MEI. It's only available through OCR, and it has gone slightly beyond the norm as far as other qualifications are concerned. There are presently 3 units within that A-level which have a coursework component to them, and students will require more technology than a scientific calculator in order to complete that coursework. And there are 2 units where a PC is actually required in the examination, so students do need to have those facilities with them. They're free to use them. They're not allowed to have communication facilities, obviously. 2 optional units, graphical calculators, are a requirement, and a new unit is presently being developed, and Tom will talk more about that in a moment. Okay, so the OCR MEI qualification, in Core 3, the qualification is made up of 4 core units and 2 optional units. In Core 3, there is a mandatory coursework element to it. It's the only A-level that has this within the core components, the others don't. This particular qualification or unit attracts 16,000 entries a year, which is fairly significant within England and Wales terms. And one of the typical questions we might throw at students, and you'll see this diagram a few times, I'm afraid, is it's modeling what happens when a balloon moves around in air. So the students quite simply have to undertake some coursework. They have to write a report, and they would use technology in processing their experiments that they carry out. Numerical Methods is an optional unit within the further mathematics A-level, so those who are simply doing A-level mathematics would not do this unit. It wouldn't be allowed in the combinations they would have. This takes progressively fewer candidates, 900 a year. As you saw from the previous slide, there are 13,500 students nationally that do further mathematics. So this is relatively small. Again, the same model, but they're taking a numerical approach to it. They would be using spreadsheets and so forth within the coursework element of that unit. There's a differential equations unit, which again is an optional unit within further mathematics. Again, it attracts roughly 900 students a year. The same task appears, but it doesn't have to be that task. It's purely differential equation modeling to suit various situations. Graphical calculators, again, within the qualification for further mathematics, there are two optional units, both of which require the use of graphical calculators. As I say, they're optional, further Pure 2, further Pure 3. The units where examinations require the use of a computer or additional technology are decision computation, and that first question sitting there is in fact an example of a real examination question that we've used. The other unit is numerical computation. These units attract significantly smaller numbers of candidates. A third unit, as I mentioned, is in development. It has been approved by the UK regulator for use. Tom's been working on that. He's going to talk you through what it involves in a few moments' time. We're anticipating a small take-up initially, something of the order of 50 to 100 students, say, from across perhaps 10 centres. Okay, so the future. For those of you who are not aware of it, there has been a consultation exercise within England and Wales about the future of A-level mathematics and of A-levels generally. One of the prospects is that qualifications will be redeveloped for first teaching in September 2014 and going forwards. Another scenario sees that happening from September 2017 going forwards. We don't have the outcomes of that consultation yet. We're awaiting them. But that consultation will determine the framework of assessment going forward. Two useful quotes from there which lead you to believe that there might be scope for greater use of technology. I'll let you read them rather than read them to you, but essentially the view is that the technology leads to good quality teaching, and it's the good quality teaching that develops the understanding. Teaching procedures is fairly straightforward. Anyone can sit and learn a procedure. You don't necessarily understand what you're doing. Good quality teaching delivers the understanding, and that's really what we would hope to find. Having painted a rather bleak picture, it perhaps looks even worse now when you see that slide. If we take the prospect of redevelopment of A-level not starting until September 2017, it's entirely conceivable that as far as January 2020, there could be students in England and Wales taking A-level mathematics qualifications using no technology beyond a standard scientific calculator. And on that cheerful note, I shall stop. Okay. Thank you.